All right, this is my college story. All right, in order to talk about all my college experiences and just my general opinions about college, I have to take you all the way back to high school. So, all right, I always did really well in school. All right, I joined one National Honor Society. I actually decided not to join another one. I got straight A's, and when it was the end of senior year, everyone was asking me, "Yo, JP, where are you going to go to college?" And I said, "I don't know, man." They're like, "Well, you want to go to an Ivy League?" And I was like, "Listen, Ivy Leagues are expensive. I can't afford it. And my brothers, I got two younger brothers at home, right? They want to go to college too. So I know I was going to put my family in a lot of debt if I went to an Ivy League. All right. So I told my parents my honest feelings. I said, listen, guys, I don't want to go to college. All right. I want to take a year or two off so I can get a job, make some money, and learn about what I want to do in life. And they're like, no, 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 no. If you don't go to college now, you're never going to go, blah, 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 the whole story. So I decided to go to college, and I went to my local community college. And they said, hey, do you have a high school diploma or a GED? And I said, I got a high school diploma. They're like, sure, pick out your classes. I mean, it was virtually that easy. All right. And the funny thing was that, all right, they didn't even look at my SATs once. And everyone makes a big deal about SATs. I actually remember my guidance counselor kind of yelling at me saying, you need to take another SAT. I said, listen, I took two PSATs. I took one SAT. If they're not going to look at the SAT, what makes you think they're going to look at another one? So I decided, all right, not to take another SAT. And it wasn't like I did bad on my SATs, and I never need to even use them. So go figure. All right. What really bothered me about the SAT, though, was the fact that I had kids in my classes, all right, who would spend literally a whole year in an SAT prep class when I just took the test. It was a one-day test. Why would you spend a whole year preparing for a test that takes like a day? All right, I filled my electives up with like things I thought were cool. Like I took one elective on like what was it? All right, space technology. I had another one on personal finance because I thought it was more important to balance a checkbook. All right, I know that when I got to community college, I originally wanted to actually go into engineering, and I learned after a short time that engineering wasn't exactly a big thing in my school. Never really had much engineering program. And they actually wanted me to take a lot of my classes at other institutions, and I didn't want to do that. All right, I actually looked at a lot of the math they wanted me to take, and it was a lot of trigonometric-based stuff. And I wanted to take more like physics math. I wanted to like learn about different structural strengths, different materials and stuff. And I guess that's more of like a science field or whatever. So after about a year of pursuing engineering, I decided to switch. And at first, I wasn't really defined in anything, but I was leaning towards business. I always did really good in business. All right, always interested in it. And I took a lot of business electives that can go towards a major. Like I took a lot of classes in banking. I took a lot of classes in retail. And I decided to stick to one major. It was actually a dual major, believe it or not, my community college offered. Its long-term name was like, was it associate in science, business management, customer service marketing. So basically I got a dual major in customer service and marketing. All right. I got to be honest with you. I spent 4 years in my community college. And a lot of my classes got, scheduled weird. They got, canceled and stuff like that. So that's why it took a long time. But to be honest with you, I only took about 4 classes a semester. All right. By the time I graduated, I had about 90 or so credits for my community college, and I want to talk about price. When I first started at community college, it was about $1,500 for like 13 credits. All that was it. The whole everything, every expense, everything you had to pay. All right. Then when I was leaving, it was like $1,800 for 12 credits. Prices went through the roof, and I gotta be honest. The most important things I ever learned in community college, I didn't learn from a book. I actually learned from my professors, and the most meaningful thing that ever happened to me in my life was actually getting involved with extracurriculars. And I'm not talking about like sports. I love community college because there was no sports teams. We didn't have a stadium or a coach to pay millions of dollars to. We spent all that money on clubs. We had a whole bunch of clubs. We had a music club I used to love listening to. All right. We also had the Student Senate, which was the student government body. And I started off as a senator, worked my way up, and I actually became the treasurer of the Student Senate. I got to manage an account over $125,000. All right, I got to actually speak in front of the Connecticut's General Assembly's Finances Committee. All right, that was pretty cool. I actually got to sign off on purchase requests, got to see how the business world worked. It was a fun time. And my professors were great because I used to always take my classes at night. All right. During the day, you get stuck with kids who are only there because mommy and daddy make them. During night, you have professors who actually work during the day, so you don't get stuck with these, career professors, kind of like a career politician. And they told you the real truth about things. And, when I was leaving college, it seemed like everything was really cool. Like when I was leaving college, a new it wasn't new, but a new program started up by a Catholic school. All right, it was just tell you the whole thing. It was Albertus Magnus School of New Dimensions. All right, they said that you can go back to your old community college one night a week now, from 6 to 10 at night. You would go to class and you would get an adult accelerated degree in only about 2 years. So basically, you would go through a class. One class would only last 4 to 5 weeks. All right, you'd only take one class at a time, but still be classified as a full-time student. And it seemed really neat because the professors by rule had to work in the fields they were teaching. Your class size was capped. I think only like 25 kids. And you would stay with these same 25 kids, for the whole 2 years, so you can actually make some friendships. A lot of the work was not tests and quizzes. It was rather like group work, case studies, things like that. I really like that. And, it seemed like a really, really good program. But the price is one of the things that always bugged me. Not to mention it looks so similar to the University of Phoenix. I'll put that up in another video. But the whole thing is that the price bugged me out. And the price, they said was going to be about $28,000 at the end of 2 years. It said on the small print, no inflation and everything like that. So I was like, okay, I'll be nice. Maybe only $30,000, let's say. I did the math out with a student loan because I don't have $30,000. So I'd have to take a student loan. And looking at the student loan, it was going to be rather expensive. I mean, it was going to be something like, I think like $45,000 by the time I actually finished the program. And I thought to myself, that money would look a lot better sitting in my bank account or maybe even investing in commodities so I might be able to retire, I called them up and I said, listen, I had the highest GPA in my major at my college. I joined 2 National Honor Societies while I was in college, all right, and I'm willing to go out there to different schools, commercialize your program. I'm willing to help with marketing. I'm willing to go on the internet and put videos up about your program. And they were like, well, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's not going to change the price of the program. So I said, whatever. After a little while, I was like, guys, I'm not going to go through with this program. It's not, I can't do it. I don't want to pay anything. I don't want to be stuck up in debt. And, now talking about that, I want to kind of, talk about the student loan topic in general. You're a student going to college. You get yourself a student loan. All right, you are actually learning, trying to acquire the product you took the loan out for. You don't even have it yet. And when you get the product, not to mention the fact that it has no real value, it has nothing. I mean, it's not like you have a house or a car where there's some collateral, something you could trade in for money. With a student loan, there's no value in it. All right, yet they charge you interest. And the funny thing is that if it's so valuable, how come you can't return it? If you, let's say, are so much in debt and you just want to, alleviate it, why can't you go to your college just like the way I would if I buy a TV? I would like to return this TV, get my money back, maybe in exchange it for another one. Why can't you do that for student loan? Say, listen, here's my degree. Here's everything the college has ever given to me. I'll give it all back, and I'll get rid of it from all my resumes. Tell people I never went to your college. Just get rid of some of the debt. Maybe they could get rid of the principal and only pay the interest, or maybe the other way around. They'll get rid of the interest and all you have to do is pay back the principal. Something like that you would think they would be able to do. But you see, they want to have their cake and eat it too. You haven't even achieved the degree yet. You haven't got your degree. And then, you're still paying interest on it. All right? So it's kind of like usury, honestly. All right? And, all right, so besides the fact that they're kind of playing both sides of the table here with this little, student loan deal, all right, I see a lot of kids today which are really, in a bad situation because they're so much in debt and they can't find a job. All right, so I think it was something like, most of the waiter positions are filled by college graduates today. There's more unemployed college graduates than there are like high school dropouts. And, these kids can't find jobs with bachelor's degrees. And I'm going to be honest with you, everyone's got a bachelor's degree nowadays, which reminds me, the most common, bachelor's degree in America is the business degree. I would have got a business degree, a general business management degree from the School of New Dimensions. So I probably wouldn't have been much better off. All right, bachelor's degrees are like blades of grass. Everyone's got them. They're the new high school diploma. And so these kids say, well, I'm so much in debt, I can't find a job. Let me go to graduate school or whatever. I'm going to go get a master's. And when you get your master's, you're just more in debt. You have not really gained any advantage in the marketplace for finding a job, but now you have more bills to pay. All right, I mean, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to go to a job, probably you're going to be overqualified, and the person's going to say, listen, you're a little bit overqualified here. We like to keep these jobs open for people who don't have the same level of education. We need jobs for these people too. They'll run that line on you, watch. And if it's not because of that reason, it might just be the fact that you're a little imitated by you and they don't want to pay you the high money you're probably going to end up asking for. So that's why that happens. And, if everyone's got bachelor's degrees and the new high school diploma, what's next? They're going to get a master's. Then everyone's going to get a doctorate. Then it's going to be a postdoctorate. I mean, how much longer are we going to go through with this, people? How many more years of our lives do we want to be, useless, not be productive, and not build or do anything with our lives, just accumulate debt? Is this really what you want to be? No one wants to be that way. I think we need to really rethink the education system. And I got to tell you a little bit more here. When I went to a bar, it was actually Bertucci's, all right, there was a new young lady there, a waitress, or a bartender, whatever, And the whole thing is that I heard her talking with one of the guys I used to, always, go to, and, they were discussing how she just graduated college with a master's degree from a very prestigious religious college, Sacred Heart, okay. All right, so she got herself, this degree, a business degree, and now she's making minimum wage, basically being a bartender. Yes, great future, America. All right, and that's the thing. I like to joke to people. The new America, like the new Coke. No one likes it. And she, I guess I haven't seen her in a while, but I mean, it's like that's not a lot of money to pay off a lot of debt. And I was also discussing with one lady from Albertus Magnus, like, hey, a lot of these students, the student loan debt bubble is going to pop, and the government's not going to be able to pay back all these loans, so perhaps the government might make a little deal where you do a little bit of military service and it kind of alleviates your student loan, serve with Uncle Sam, you know what I mean? All right, but where was I going with this? Let's see now. All right, I actually got my job, and the person who hired me told me why I was hired. She said, we hired you because you told us all the things you did with the student senate, and we wanted someone who could solve problems. You seemed like a problem solver. So it was who I was and what I did, rather than my education or my grades, that even got me the job. And the job I'm doing now really does not require a college education at all, but it's a job. I'm making money. I'm not in debt. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I like it. And the thing is that my brother, he was going to college. He stopped. I don't know if he's ever going to go back, but, he, is actually working in retail, and he met a person who graduated with my class, and that person decided to go to law school or whatever, and just got a pretty good internship. I think he's going to make something like up to $30,000 a year or something. Great money. But the thing is that he's got so much money in student loan debt, it really doesn't mean anything, and the job's not probably going to be forever. It's an internship. So, he spent a lot of money to become a lawyer, because every American believes that, everyone needs to be a lawyer or something like that, and they're going to make money. We already have more than enough lawyers in this country, so don't go there. And the thing is that my brother is now getting ready to apply for a job where he could earn $40,000 a year in retail, and he doesn't have a college degree. So the jobs are really out there somewhat, but you have to find them, and you can't kind of, pretend that you have a certain academic arrogance, to get a job. I mean, we need to really rethink the way this country's going. All right. I know I probably forgot a lot of stuff about student loans and debt and school and everything, but that's just a little summary of some of the stuff about college I experienced. And thanks for watching. Take care.